So I might decide, oh, I like this thing that somebody's made, and just switch to that. And we want players to do, very active representations of, kind of their favorite things. One of my real aspirations for this is that eventually I want to see interstellar wars between like the Care Bears and the Klingons. We're already starting to see that happen, kind of in the game. So for everything you see in the game, the vehicles, buildings, etc., we have editors. There's also a very simple toy planet here. So one of the ideas here is that what happens if you give a kid a toy planet they can kind of mess around with. And so we have very simple weather systems, geology, climate, etc. One of the things I can kind of do here is I can kind of play around with terraforming even. So in some sense, this whole planet now has become a lump of clay to me. I actually have my terraforming tools here. And carve rivers and basically sculpt it however I want. So entire planets, be kind of editable objects at this point in time. We can also do kind of more subtle things. I can come in here and start messing around with climate a little bit. I can use the cloud ray, and this is actually going to start increasing the greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. And so we can kind of basically do the sequel to maintaining food here really rapidly. Now if I go to this little reading here, this will actually show me, this is also a very simple food web that simulated an whole planet. So I'm kind of screwing up a planet right now. We can see the oceans rising. This is very, very fast forward. Cities being destroyed, etc. Because I just pumped a whole bunch of greenhouse gas into the atmosphere. I can also heat it up a little bit more like this. At some point, I can combat the rising ocean levels by heating the planet enough to melt the ocean. And so at this point, we're actually melting the ocean. But of course, the planet is turning into a hellhouse desert here. And if I keep doing this for a while. We're seeing the species dying off too. So we have a very simple little food web simulated here that my whole planet is about to go extinct. I still have a few species hanging on here, but not for long. Yeah, the whole planet's melting now. So, in some sense, the entire planet here is kind of a toy that you can kind of play with and get these simple reactions, but get some very rough sense. And, I think one of the really interesting things about toys like this is that you can give somebody a sense of very long-term dynamics over very short term. Because I think one of the biggest problems that we have as humans in dealing with the major issues that we're dealing with is the fact that we're so bad at long-term thinking. It's so hard for us to think 100 years out or 1,000 years out. If we can somehow take these long-term dynamics, things like climate change, and bring them into a 5 or 10-minute experience and play with it as a toy, I think we can kind of recalibrate our instincts around this. Use this almost as a tool to calibrate our imagination to think, more long-term. So I basically trashed my home planet here. I'm going to pull back. Now, as I pull back from my home planet, we start saying this is my solar system. So this is my home star. We have a few other planets here. We might fly to another planet in our home system over here. Now this planet I can tell has some simple life on it, not intelligence, but just some kind of very primitive life. Now one of the things that I want players to do with is we're playing through evolution. We're trying to present it as kind of a toy version of evolution, a very simple version, but it still captures most of the dynamics of evolution, things about the food web, the type of species, carnivores, omnivores, herbivores. As we move into the future, I want the game to be more and more focused on the kind of fictional landmarks that we have. As we think about science fiction, it actually covers a lot of interesting territory, a lot of interesting philosophical questions. So a lot of the gameplay kind of up at these levels is based upon kind of my favorite science fiction movies. So here's a species on the planet. This is some kind of wild creature. One of the things I can kind of do at this level is I can pick out my modeling tool. Drop it here. Oh, they're in the ocean. They were aquatic. Well, I'm going to try that again. I have to cheat because I want to get one monolith in this game. Monolith is something that you come across much later in the game. Another one. And so basically I'm looking at kind of my favorite science fiction movies and figuring out what the landmarks, the kind of the narrative landmarks in there are. Oh, actually they did find the monolith. Okay. Well, what they do is they come worship around the monolith, and then they basically instantly upgrade their brain level. And so now they've actually built a tribal society here. So this is their hut. And at some point, I can come down, I can actually do my UFO, and get them to try to worship me as a god. Be very careful not to upset them. But once I let them be using me, it's just kind of like painting a wall of horrors. So, once again, this is the creature that I made even when I was playing through the game. These are creatures that some other players made. They might have certain properties. way they visualize the food web on a planet. So as you click on these things, these are not scanned, this is the guy who scanned. I can actually get a running database of every creature, every vehicle, every building, every city, every planet, every star that I visited in the game. This is built up automatically. And we wanted to actually build printable trading card games to kind of play with it. So you can kind of actually bring this outside the game. So in addition to things like 2001, we also taken all these other landmarks, things like War of the Worlds, Day the Earth Stood Still, Star Trek, X-Files. Each one of these becomes kind of an aspect of the metagame up at this level. Now, as we advance our technology, at some point we can actually pull away from our home star out into the interstellar space around our star. So this is a region of interstellar space around our home star. Several hundred other stars here. We not only have stars, but we have a lot of Hubble objects that you might see. In fact, the Hubble images you were saying earlier. One of the things about those that always interested me was that when you look at these images, you have no idea of the scale or frequency of these things. You have no idea whether you're looking at a planetary nebula or a galaxy. And there's a tremendous difference in size between the two. This is like the protoplanetary disk. So this is a region where new planets are forming around the star. Over time, this will coalesce and form planetary systems. But I wanted to have, basically a very simple environment where the players can kind of go around almost as a tourist, kind of visiting this little zoo of cool objects, and get some sense of, how these things behave and where they're distributed, how large they are relative to each other, and give people a context for things that they're seeing, for instance, like in the Hubble. So here we're going through a planetary nebula, which is really just an exploded star, but there's these lovely things. These are kind of like the birds of the universe. Each one is different. There's these magnificently colored things that are basically remnants of supernovas. But of course, we can also go to stars. This is like a binary system over here. And every star system will have planets you can interact with. And many of these will be inhabited by other players' species. And many of them will be spacefaring, will have things like missions and all that. But basically, over time, you're able to explore larger and larger areas. If we pull back from this, we're seeing several thousand stars. Many of them procedurally generated, many are player kind of built. But really, this is a very small fraction of the entire galaxy that we're dealing with here. We're actually dealing with several million worlds that are all unique because they're built by the players kind of as they play the game in parallel. So basically, that is Spore. I want to show you just a little more PowerPoint.